I want to talk to you about the love of the shepherd for the sheep. And of course, the analogy is Jesus is the shepherd and the sheep are the people that follow him. But I want to learn from the actual shepherd, a real shepherd that shepherds real sheep. And oftentimes, the shepherd's job is to care for, nurture, bring the sheep out to pasture and meet their needs and care for them and take care of them. And oftentimes, in the flock, that one of the sheep tends to wander off, just has maybe a tendency to wander, to stray off, to get away from the flock, but more importantly, from the shepherd. And that shepherd, that particular shepherd, is going to try and sometimes has to leave the sheep and go find that one sheep that's wandering and bring the sheep back, and maybe he wanders again. The shepherd knows that wandering eventually, every time a sheep wanders from the shepherd and from the herd, the sheep is more vulnerable to being attacked by predators, namely, just say, by the wolf. So when the sheep continues to wander off, the shepherd gets to the place that he realizes he has to do something to make sure the sheep doesn't wander and doesn't eventually lose his life. So the sheep he has a staff. And it's also a rod, and it's a stick, and it would have a round hook on it. And the shepherd would use that staff with the hook. If the sheep fell off a little mountain area and was on a hill, he could reach down and pull the sheep up. But one of the other things the shepherd uses that rod for is that wandering sheep, he'll get the sheep and determine that he needs to do something to prevent the sheep from wandering. He'll take the rod and break the leg of the sheep. He'll break his leg. And he hurts the sheep because he knows if he doesn't, that the sheep in its wandering is going to be destroyed, is going to be devoured by an enemy. And then in the time that the leg of the sheep is healing, the shepherd will place the sheep around his neck. And as that leg heals, the sheep and the shepherd develops such a bond, and the sheep such a bond with the shepherd, that once that leg heals and that shepherd puts the sheep down, he's so close to the shepherd, he'll never wander again. The analogy is Jesus is our shepherd. He is the chief shepherd. And oftentimes we wander from Jesus in our relationship with God. We just find ourselves wandering off, getting away, and we put ourselves in a position where we could be devoured by the wolf, and namely by Satan and his devices to destroy us. And oftentimes God will do something to us as the chief shepherd and the good shepherd. He may hurt us so that in that time of pain we'll cling to him in such a way that will develop such a closeness with the shepherd that will never wander away from Jesus, our shepherd. Oftentimes, God will discipline the children, his children, as a sign of his love. In his discipline, he wants to prevent us from destroying ourselves, being destroyed by the enemy, and he wants us to get closer to him in such a way that we'll never wander again. If you find yourself wandering from Jesus, the good shepherd, the chief shepherd, then don't be surprised if he hurts you, to make sure that you never depart from him again. That is, there's a verse in Proverbs. It says, the wounds of a friend are better than the kisses of an enemy. When God wounds us, it's always because of his love and because he wants us to stay close to him, and he doesn't want us to suffer in this life. I hope that helps you, wandering Christian. Stay close, or maybe better yet, I should pray that he does something to you that causes you to realize that you never want to wander from him again. God bless you. I'll talk to you next time.